Something pretty massive has just happened in crypto. NFTs have come to Bitcoin. In fact, BAYC's founder, that's Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, they've already raised $16.5 million or about 735 Bitcoin in just 24 hours of launching Bitcoin Ordinals-based NFT collection. So what are they about? Are they the same as an NFT? Are they available on OpenSea or Magic Eden? Well, hint, they're not, and that's not just because it's on Bitcoin. We're going to explore this more, but really, what is the potential of ordinals? What kind of risk are we talking about? And how important is one of our new favorite altcoins, Stacks, in this context? Stick around for this video. We're deep diving into Bitcoin ordinals. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. As you can probably tell, I am not an official financial or investment advisor. If you choose to invest, I wish you only the very best of luck. Just don't take this video to be official financial or investment advice, because it is not. Now, lately it seems that you can't read or watch anything in the crypto world right now without seeing something about Bitcoin ordinals, but let's introduce the topic in case you're hearing about it for the first time. Why are they such a big deal? Well, the short answer is that they represent NFTs for Bitcoin, finally. But that's not just it. There's more to it than that. There's two more things, in fact. Ordinals and inscriptions, and we need them both. So let's start with inscriptions. Each one Bitcoin, as you guys probably know, equals 100 million Satoshis. A Satoshi is the smallest divisible unit of measurement in a Bitcoin. Once again, 100 million Satoshis make up one BTC. Now, with the Taproot update, including the added space from SegWit, which is short for segregated witness, people can now inscribe something into a block. An inscription can be text, image, other data, audio, even video, and you only need one Satoshi to do that. And that is cheap. One Satoshi right now represents about 1/50th of a penny. So it's extremely inexpensive, and the inscription now takes on an ordinary Satoshi and makes it NFT-like. Now, it's not exactly an NFT. I'll get to why I said NFT-like in just a second, but the inscription of the data now makes it an ordinal. And so ordinals are the general term for any data stored on one Satoshi on the Bitcoin blockchain. That means even though we're talking about it with NFTs, it doesn't have to be an image. Any inscription, like I mentioned above, can become an ordinal. So text, audio, video, and the Bitcoin network, don't forget, secures the data once the block itself is confirmed, which occurs every 10 minutes. Ordinals are part of a Satoshi that are part of a block in the blockchain. And so ordinals are effectively always present and always available on Bitcoin. And so this makes it a layer 1 holding that is on chain. Many NFTs on ETH are not held on chain, but on L2s or as data files with compatible wallets. Another very important difference between ordinals and standard NFTs is the data. The data of an image in the ordinals is always linked to that particular Satoshi. The data is part of the signature itself when signing a transaction to create the ordinal. This doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is, because the image is forever linked to that Satoshi. ETH and other chains, their NFTs keep all the image data in a separate file. And you might be thinking, well, who cares? Or this is getting too technical for me, but there's more to it than that. Guess what else is in that separate file? Your proof of ownership info to show that unique NFT is yours. And while it is rare, if your NFT storage has an outage, or maybe your data file can't find the token it links to, then you cannot prove that the NFT is yours. You cannot prove that trail of ownership. On the Bitcoin blockchain, however, that never happens, as the link is only in one place, i.e. the Satoshi. It's never in two places, such as the data file and the image itself. Let's talk about the impact of Stacks here, because you may have noticed that Stacks is getting a lot of attention recently. We've been making videos about this altcoin recently. Check those out if you've not already. And ordinals really is one of the main reasons why Stacks, ticker STX, has been attracting this attention. In fact, a lot of the infrastructure that allows us to hold, sell, or even trade ordinals, it comes from the Stacks ecosystem, kind of like the Hero wallet or Xverse or Wise wallets, or support from Gamma, who also has NFTs secured by Bitcoin. So even though the ordinal is on a Satoshi on the Bitcoin blockchain, most of the added utility and functionality comes from Stacks and its supported apps. Let's talk about some risks that you need to be aware of. And let me be clear. I like this new use case for Bitcoin, and I hope it is successful. But now that I've said that, there are risks you should understand when it comes to ordinals, because they're different from the ETH, the Sol, or the Matic NFTs that we more commonly know and that we're already familiar with. First of all, rarity is a problem. When most of us think of the non-fungible part of the NFT, we usually think about two things: uniqueness and rarity. If it's not unique, then it is fungible, quite simply in the same way that you can trade any physical $1 bill for any other. They are equivalent, they are fungible. The rarity is similar, but it's a little bit different. Most of the top valuable collections do have rarity. Each Bored Ape, for example, is rare and it's unique, and each has a number and also has unique characteristics, as you can see here. But let's say, for example, I have a Bored Ape and I want to scam you. Well, each Bored Ape has its own characteristics written into its data file and on IPFS, where most ETH NFT data sits in storage. So if I choose to sell this on OpenSea, then the ape and all the corresponding data goes to you, or the buyer at least, and that's no problem. But this is not the case with ordinals. I can take my ape and input its data onto 5 different individual Satoshis and sell each one like it's genuine. And clever scammers will unfortunately try to do this with NFTs that come from other platforms to sell on Bitcoin. So look, you must absolutely be positive to maintain a buyer beware stance if you are doing a cross-chain NFT transaction with ordinals. Bitcoin-only collections like Taproot Wizards don't have this problem because their number is known at the mint of the project. And plus, it's easy to verify. You can look up exactly which inscription has the wizard that you want to buy. Another risk to consider is that you're going to need a special Bitcoin wallet. Normal Bitcoin wallets are useless for holding ordinals, so you need a special type. In fact, I would get a wallet only for ordinals. Sparrow Wallet, you don't have to run a Bitcoin node. Some others you do. But that begs the question, why can't your old hardware or mobile wallet do the job? Well, standard Bitcoin wallets know that Bitcoin is fungible, so they don't differentiate between Satoshis. This includes Satoshis that have inscriptions on them and those that don't. A standard Bitcoin wallet could, hypothetically, accidentally sell or send away your ordinal when you're making a regular Bitcoin transfer, because it doesn't have that Satoshi level discrimination built into it. Obviously, we don't want that to happen, so get a separate wallet in order to use the ordinals. Another drawback potentially is the fact that, at least for right now, most Bitcoin maxis are not too keen on this. A lot of them hate the idea of ordinals. Now look, you may consider this a non-risk or even a benefit that many Bitcoin maxis seem to hate ordinals, but you should understand. The fact of the matter is that some of Bitcoin's biggest advocates, fans, degens, evangelists, and really some of the loudest voices out there, they're going to be doing and saying lots of negative things about ordinals, and some may even try to work towards ordinals' failure. It is a possibility. Now, maybe that's not the end of the world. Most of us, after all, are used to negative talk and FUD about crypto projects that we like, but it's just something that you should be aware of. Last thing to consider is that the ordinals don't represent a token. Because with other NFTs, yes, you do take part in a mint of a brand new token, something fresh. That's not the case with ordinals because, as I mentioned earlier, the inscription takes place on an existing Satoshi and it stays there. Yes, you can buy, sell, trade, or hold that Satoshi with your ordinal on it, but it's not a new unique token. Instead, the ordinal makes an existing Satoshi unique from other Satoshis. Once you understand these risks and get your mind around some of these subtleties, I do think you're going to agree that ordinals represent a great new use case for Bitcoin and a plus for NFT collectors and the expanding ecosystem. We're going to continue exploring this one. It's a potentially brave new frontier in the world of crypto. I'm excited. We're going to have to stay tuned, see what happens. But in the meantime, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below.